So Cecil, the cutest of all bees, the bumblebee. Bumblebee population increases 116 times over in remarkable Scotland rewilding project. I learned from this article, Cecil, that there's like lots of species of bumblebees. I thought there was just bumblebees.
There's
I thought
there's
that was
3, right?
I thought there was one. Yeah. I thought bumblebee was its own species. It's the teddy bear of bees.
It is. It's kind of cute.
Fucking adorable. Like, I don't like bees. Like, I know they're necessary, but they still, like, they fly. And I resent it. But, like, bumblebees are like flying little teddy bears. I think they're
sting
adorable.
You 600 times.
Can a bumblebee sting?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I didn't know that.
They don't lose their stinger either.
Really?
Yeah, so they can be mean.
I didn't know that. I thought they were like, I didn't even know that they stung people. I had no idea that a bumblebee, do they make, I almost said milk. Do they make honey?
I suspect, so I think a lot of things make something like honey, but the only one that makes it in excess is the honeybee.
Huh.
I gotta
look this up.
I think that bumblebees do make honey.
They make a small amount of honey, but not enough to be collected and used by people. You're exactly right. Cecil.
I think honeybees are the ones that they make an excess and we can harvest their honey because you're not going to kill the population.
Huh. Bumblebees do sting. They are less likely and less aggressive though, because they're the teddy bears of bees.
Because they're the very sweet ones. I love years them. Ago, like when I was a young man, I used to, I don't know, you know those pavilions that are at like forest preserves where they have pavilions and it's sort of just like an open roof building and then they'll have trusses that run across those buildings, et cetera. When I was a kid, we used to just scale up there and just go sit on the trusses, right? You just be like, you're a kid, see, you're made of glue and rubber and you just climb up on top of this thing and you pull yourself up and you sit inside this trussed area inside of there. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to say, don't swing at bees or whatever. He's like, they'll leave you alone. If you leave them alone, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And so my whole young life, I would try not to swing or swat at them, even though everything in my body is screaming.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Because there's like a thing in your ear that's buzzing and it's horrifying and your body just wants to react. And my dad was like, don't do it. You know, if you do it, they're going to aggravate them and then they'll sting you. Don't do it. And so everything in my body to not do it. Well, I'm sitting up there with my friends. We're hanging out. And one of those mud daubers comes by.
That's a fucking mean-ass fucking
big-ass
waspy
mean
thing.
wasp motherfuckers. And if you're unfamiliar, in our area, these ones are so mean they make their house out of mud. Okay?
They're like medieval wasps.
Yeah, these ones are like the hillbilly wasps. So they're fucking angry. They're half-cocked. And it comes up to my face. Of course, it goes right to my face, Tom.
Jesus
And so
Christ.
I'm thinking to myself, don't swat at it, don't swat at it, don't swat at it. And that goddamn thing gets right on my face, sits right under my eye, and I can see it go whoop, 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 and fucking cut my face with its stinger and then flew off. And my face for 2 days looked like I had a growth on my head. It was just swelled up like you wouldn't believe. I looked horrible. It closed my eye up. It stung me once and it closed my eye up. I couldn't use my eye for like a day.
Did you yell at your dad? Did you go home and be like, where's Dad?
I told him and he's like, you probably swat at it.
My dad used to give me the same advice. He'd be like, just stand
bad
still.
Advice. Swat at it and run away from it. Those are your
gotta run.
What you need to do is swat while running. That's what I do. I try to do it. I look as ridiculous as possible when there's a bee in my ear.
Man, I don't want any of that shit. Any of that flying, stinging shit. Like, can go. I remember I was visiting my aunt up in Michigan. She lives like in like central Michigan. And I decided I was going to go take a walk. She lived out in the fucking deep country, like woods all over the place. Beautiful. It's beautiful out there. So I was like, oh, it's like a summer day. I'm going to go take a walk. Dude, I walk like 25, 30 yards down her street. And I get surrounded by fucking deer fly and horse flies. I don't know if you've ever been in the woods, like of like central Michigan or Minnesota and had those flies descend on you.
Those things are crazy.
There's like, they'll be like, yeah, I'm having hundreds of them. See, I'm not exaggerating. They just come out and then you're just fucked.
bite.
They bite and they fucking, it sucks. So I ran back.
I don't blame
screaming.
you.
I was like a 10-year-old kid.
I would run back to Illinois if that happened to me.
Screaming. These big ass fucking horseflies used to fly around her pool, and we'd be in the pool.
Those are the worst.
And they'd land on your head and bite you on your head. And so you'd always be like, ooh, horsefly. You dunk your head under and like wait, you know?
Or they catch you on the shoulder because your shoulders are above the water.
Your shoulders out.
Brutal.
Those things all need to die in a fire, man.
They
Fuck those.
But bumblebees are good.
Bumblebees are cute. They're the teddy bears of bees. I love them.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. They don't have they don't make like hives. They make little nests, cute little nests.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this story's a good story too. This is from AP News. Libraries are offering free health and wellness classes across the U.S. Cecil, just a week or two ago, I got my library card at my new house.
Nice.
I moved a year ago or so, and I recently, I've been reading a lot more again lately. I've taken it back up, and I was like, I got to go back to the library and get a new library card. So I went over there and got mine
done last year. I went into the library and got a library card. My library card actually, because I applied for it online, but you have to go in and show them your ID in person. And so I did apply for it online. I got the card, and then it was unusable until I actually went in and got it like started.
Oh, see, I just walked in and showed them my ID. They gave me a library card. And then the best thing is like with the app that they have.
Yeah, you get Libby and stuff.
And like you can download it right to your actual Kindle.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Well, and they have audiobooks too. So they'll have audiobooks you can rent. They have all kinds of stuff. So it's library's fucking dope, man.
It's so great.
Library's fucking dope. And this is a great article because this article shows you all the other stuff that libraries do, man. Libraries are fucking amazing, and they're going to probably gut them.
Well, hey, this is supposed to be the good news portion of the program. This isn't good news.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Don't say true things during this part of the program.
Let's talk about them gutting them at the beginning of next show time.
This is good, though. There's a mobile clinic popping around these libraries. A mobile clinic is one of several health programs offered by libraries around the U.S., from tiny rural town libraries to large urban systems. They offer fitness classes, food pantries, cooking classes, conversations around loneliness and mental health, even blood pressure monitors that can be checked out just like books.
I'm going to look in cooking classes. I'm going to see if they do have cooking classes near me and the library systems near me and see if there are any and take some of them. They'll be fun to do.
Dude, I will tell you this too. When I was at the library getting my library card, it was fucking adorable. I was there for a while because I like the library. I spent so much time in the library.
Me too. As a kid,
dude,
I spent so much time there.
I walk into a library and I have like feelings about it because I just have so many good memories and so much time spent at the library. So I just don't have that kind of time to spend anywhere now. So, but I went in to get it, and there was like I could hear off in the one corner when I was there when I first got there, a class of little kids being read to. Wrapping up.
Nice.
And they're like, we'll see you next week. I don't know if it was a drag queen or not. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Maybe.
But like these kids were like,
doesn't matter.
So excited. They were like, we'll see you next week. And their little sing-song kid voices. They were having their like fucking enrichment. And then like I was there for a bit. And a little while later, a bus pulled up and some folks came out of the bus who were clearly part of like a residential home for people that had like cognitive delays.
Oh, wow.
And they were filing into the library for some other type of enrichment.
Wow.
And you could just see, like, in the like hour and a half I was there, just like the intensity of services that are offered to the community. There's like little kids getting like fucking books and shit read to them. There's, people with cognitive, challenges and delays that are having, some kind of an enrichment program. All in. I'm there for like on a fucking Wednesday or something at like noon for like an hour.
That's great. It's
beautiful. They're beautiful places.
Awesome. Yeah, and I also take back maybe there is some federal funding for libraries that might, but I think a lot of our libraries are publicly funded locally. So I think it probably is set up locally. You have a library there. Some of that money goes to libraries. So hopefully many of the libraries won't see any kind of changes. That's my hope. I'm not really quite sure exactly how they're funded, but I think probably more of my local tax dollars go to it than my federal tax dollars.
So this story comes from the AP. In Alaska, a pilot drops turkeys to rural homes for Thanksgiving. For the third straight year, a resident named Esther Kime has been flying low and slow in a small plane over rural parts of South Central Alaska.
Amazing.
Dropping frozen turkeys to those who can't simply run to the grocery store.
Amazing.
This is the most turkeys have ever flown. They've never flown like this.
It's that and WKRP in Cincinnati. It's those
there you go.
Those are the two options when they've flown. I wonder if they are dropping them like frozen turkeys.
Can you imagine, Cecil, how much damage a frozen turkey dropped from an airplane? Even a low airplane doesn't matter.
No, there was a picture of them doing it on this article. It looks like in this image, it kind of looked like a turkey to me when I saw the image because it's in a
live
bag.
Turkey. It looks like,
but it looks like when I saw it in the small format, when it was in a tiny little format, I was like, "Is that orange thing the beak? Are they just going to throw it out?" I thought it was like a dark. I was like, they're just throwing it out of there, but it's not actually. It's in a bag. They're throwing it in a garbage bag and taking it home with them. But I thought it was something else.
They've got to be pretty low to avoid having a turkey just splat.
Yeah, just splat or something.
Right?
Yeah, I
know it's going to hit the snow and the snow's going to They actually have to like buzz these houses so that people come out and see that they're about to get a fucking turkey bomb.
Yeah, because if not, you're going to have a fucking woof in the front yard.
Yeah. She also talks about how like she buys all these turkeys and just keeps them in her truck because it's cold. She'd have to put them in a freezer. And I'm like, how are animals not eating like your truck full of like you're just gonna have like you gotta come out, there's just gonna be a truck full of bears eating your
just
turkeys.
Like one really fat raccoon in the back. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this week. We're gonna have a long form show on Thursday that talks about how the Catholic Church does sainthood, which is actually really crazy. So patrons will get Tom reading that article to them a couple days before we actually release that show. But this Thursday for everybody will be that show. And then we'll be back the following Monday. But we're going to leave you like we always do with the Skeptic's Creed.
Credulity is not a virtue. It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno-Babylon bullshit. Couched in scientician, double bubble, toil and trouble, pseudo quasi alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized, stereogram, pyramidal, free energy healing, watered downward spiral, brain deadpan sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death in towers, tarot cards, psychic healing, crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards.
Whoa. Oh. She exploded. Am I?
Nuts. Shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense. Expose your sides. Thrust your hands, bloody, evidential, conclusive. Doubt even this.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/dissonancepod. Help us spread the word by sharing our content. Find us on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Threads, all under the handle @DissonancePod. This show is CAN-credentialed, which means you can report instances of harassment, abuse, or other harm on their hotline at 617-249-4255 or on their website at creatoraccountabilitynetwork.org.